Hey, everybody, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, Big Bang Theory super fans, married couple Cat,
And Paul.
and we are excited to be here because we love talking all things Big Bang.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. Now, before we get started, we might as well just, because we usually get off on topic, might as well start with this one.
Okay.
We want to extend a heartfelt condolence to the family of Catherine O'Hare.
Yes.
Now, if anybody doesn't know who Catherine
Yet you
O'Hare
can't
is,
place the name, so I couldn't quite place her because the picture wasn't iconic
yeah,
and I didn't recognize the name. So Paul had to remind me that
that
she
she
was
is,
in,
she was the mum of Kevin McAllister in Home Alone.
and the mother of Winona Ryder's character in
In
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Yeah, or stepmother.
Yeah, stepmother. And
But
and she
yeah.
was
She was more
also
iconic
in
in Home Alone.
a whole bunch of other things. I think she was
Yeah.
in Schitt's Creek,
Yep. Yep.
and a few other shows. So
Yeah. She
yes,
just she just passed away.
Catherine O'Hare passed away this week.
Yeah, only a couple
This
of days
past
ago.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of days ago. So we really want to extend a heartfelt, condolence to
The
the
fans of
family
Catherine, the
and the
family
fans.
and fans of Catherine O'Hare.
Yeah, because Kaylee Cuoco put up something on her Instagram page that said the caption was "This one hurts,"
Yeah.
because she got a chance to become very friendly with Catherine O'Hare in something that she did with her.
Yeah.
And yeah, she said this one really hurts.
Yeah.
So
And another friend of mine put up, posted about it saying, as if January 2026 wasn't bad enough already.
yeah, they take, I mean, she is a very, very versatile actress. But as I said, the one that she's best known for is Kevin McAllister's mum in Home Alone,
I would say almost neck and
maybe
neck is
Beetlejuice as
Home
well.
Alone and Beetlejuice.
Yeah, yeah. She was amazing in Beetlejuice.
Well, she is such an amazing character actor that it wasn't until literally the other day that I realized it was the same person
Yeah.
in both movies. But then again, I'm not the biggest fan of Home Alone.
No, no. I mean, I've seen Home Alone maybe half a dozen times, but it's not one that I would race off to see on a whim.
It's not, I've only seen it once or twice, and it's not something I really want to watch every year at Christmas time.
Hmm. Although it is a
Um,
Christmas movie, so
yes, it is a Christmas movie.
yeah,
But yeah, but yes, condolences about Catherine O'Hare. So anyway,
yeah. She was a wonderful actress. She really was.
yes.
So,
Yep.
but yes, wow. I find it interesting that now, okay, this is what I'm speaking to everybody that is listening to us who is
Hmm.
wondering, what do those two look like? Well, guess what, everybody?
We have a
We
YouTube
have
channel.
we have a YouTube channel now. I always, obviously when
Do you
you,
drop the link to the YouTube channel in the Spotify
yes, I
notes?
do.
Asking.
I don't know. I can't remember. I
Yes, I
just,
do. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Pick one.
She took me for a giant long walk, everybody. I'm exhausted from the
I'm
giant long
sorry.
walk.
What?
She took me for a giant long walk with the dog.
Uh, no, you determined the length of the walk. I was just following you.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Yeah.
But anyway,
But it was almost 2 kilometers, so
yeah, and this is okay. Saturdays and Sundays, people, and I don't want to go out of the house, and I don't want to do any sort of exercise because Monday through Friday, I am walking in and out of hospitals, nursing homes, doctor surgeries. I get exhausted. So, although this weekend coming up is a long weekend for me because on Monday we have the Super Bowl, and I have taken Monday off, which
to
is
watch the Super Bowl.
yeah, so I'm taking the 9th off because the Super Bowl is on the 8th in America. I've taken the day off to watch the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And if anybody is wondering who I support, the Patriots.
Like there was any question about that.
Yeah. New England Patriots are my team. Love them.
And just for the record, going back to the long walk we had this morning, it's the first time Oliver's been out since pretty much before Christmas because it's been so darn hot.
Yeah, that's because you walk out and burst into flames. I actually said to Kat, I should have actually, before she walked out of the house, I should have got her just to put her hand out into the sunlight because if it started to blister and steam coming off of it,
I
that means
am
it.
not a
And
vampire.
as I said, I'm excited to become a vampire.
Okay,
I'm
it's the first time I've been out of the house in a week.
I'm going to be very excited. When I retire, I will be walking out. I was saying to Kat, there's an episode of The Simpsons where the nursing home is in lockdown and or something's
Where
happening.
Homer's dad is.
Yeah, where Homer's dad is. And they walk out, the elderly people walk out with Grandpa and they walk out and they're like, finally we can go outside. And then Grandpa looks and goes, oh, don't like the look of those teenagers. And they all turn around and walk back into the nursing home and close the door. That's gonna be me. When
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
retire, I'm gonna open up my front door and go, hmm, I
No,
don't like the look.
actually, what's going to happen is he's going to retire and he's going to hide the key to the gate so I can't open it so we can't go for any walks.
Yeah, it's just gonna be it'd be like stay in the cave. It's happy and joyous in here.
We just get groceries delivered
Yep,
and people figure they must still be alive because we're getting groceries delivered.
yep. And presents from eBay, which is even better. But in saying what I was saying about YouTube is that 6 days ago, I put up the Hofstadter isotope. That was last week's episode. Now, the week before, the dead hooker juxtaposition, we've had 30 views of that
Cool.
one.
Awesome.
The Hofstadter isotope 6 days ago,
Yep.
one.
Who do you think it was?
I reckon it was Rachel. I'm gonna put it up with Rachel and go, Rachel, you're the only consistent person watching our YouTube channel. So everybody, if you are interested in seeing us instead of just hearing us, come to the YouTube channel. It is awesome.
Not that we're that cute, but you know.
I'm very cute.
Oh, that's right. You're Sexy Paul, aren't you?
Exactly. I have put up there co-host Sexy Paul.
I forgot to rename myself.
I'm sure there is at least half a dozen people who find me remotely attractive out there in the world.
I think you're adorable.
Or that's the number. You're my number one fan though.
Yes, I am.
I don't know Oliver.
Oliver's number two.
I know Oliver likes me because I just feed him. But this week's
He is
episode,
so crashed out.
I know, thank you. I walked our dog's ass off, so he should be
Yes.
crushed out. We are doing season 2, episode number 21, the Vegas Renormalization. What do we think about this episode?
This is actually oddly one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
In
I
what
mean,
way? Why
not
is
like
this?
top 10 favorites, but it's definitely up there.
I
I
would
get
say
a kick out of this one.
this is definitely in my top 50, but it doesn't really move anybody. I mean, do you think it moves Penny and Sheldon along a little bit?
A little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
The boys, I don't think that really does much for them,
No, but
does
it's
it?
just, but it shows the lengths that they're willing to go to for each other
Yeah.
because they care about each other.
Although if it's $500 for the hour, that's $250 per person. That's a lot of love that they're showing
It
someone.
is, but also, I mean, we're getting ahead of
I
ourselves.
don't think I like people that much that I'm going to pay $250 to keep them happy.
Um, but also when Leonard pulls Raj aside and saves him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, well that there is there is.
there's that.
So the episode opens up
Okay,
with
before you get into that,
okay.
UK TV channel E4,
Yep.
which airs The Big Bang Theory in rotation,
Mhm.
has never aired this episode in its daytime slots because of the prostitution storyline.
Oh, UK, come on.
Yeah.
You know, I know that we are extremely closely related to England because we are a part of the Commonwealth, but come
Mhm.
on, guys.
Well, that and the English were the ones who settled here.
No, they didn't settle here. They just kept sending all their
Convicts.
prisoners here.
Except for South Australia, which was a free state settle.
Yeah. Other than that, they were like, okay, we've got criminals. Where are we going to send them? Let's send them to the world's largest island because A, everything
Can't get
on the
off.
okay, everything on the island's going to kill you, and B, when you try to swim off the island,
Everything in the water wants
it's
to
going to
kill
kill
you.
you. Because I think out of all the species, all the most venomous species of animal, I think there's like either 12 or 15 of them. There's almost like I think there's like only like three that don't live here in
I
Australia.
I no, I think it was something like there's like 30 or 40 species and over 20 of them are in Australia.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you can't get off the island because you've got, great white sharks, you've got box jellyfish, you've got stingrays. I
Well,
mean, yeah.
apparently I was reading so over by Sydney in the last since the beginning of the year, there's
Mm,
been at least four people attacked by sharks.
yes.
They had to actually close some of the beaches because of the shark migration. And they're saying that what did they call it? The red something because of these really particular type of jellyfish that are red and they were migrating through and they turned the coastline red because of them and they're apparently really deadly and
Everything
they had
everything
to
comes
close the
poisonous over there.
beaches so that kids wouldn't go out there
Yeah.
because kids.
But then again, there was that 12-year-old that was mauled by the shark and passed away in Sydney.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
were multiple
yeah,
shark attacks and things. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they had a memorial paddle out a day or two ago in remembrance of this 12-year-old who died from being bitten by a shark.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just so yeah, that's where the
This is
we're
why I don't go in the water. I really don't.
basically for cat, there has to be a land shark that would walk up and walk all the way to our house and knock on the door and go, "Hi, busy?"
I mean, if we do go to the beach, I will go into about mid-calf, maybe knee height of the water, and that's it. I
Which
don't
is
go in the water.
which is funny enough. People have actually been attacked by sharks in that body of water, in that height of water.
You really don't want me to go in the ocean again, do you?
No, it's all fine. Look. Okay, you go into the water and you see a shark. They're just misunderstood. They just want to be patted. That's what they want to do. I mean, we all understand why it is that the ocean is so salty. It's through the tears of the sharks that aren't able to be patted.
Okay, you know what you sound like?
Tell me.
There is a TV show called Ghosts, and there's now an English, American, and Australian version. In the American version, one of the
Hmm.
ghosts is a hippie named Flower who
Yeah,
wandered off from a music festival high on drugs. They saw a bear and she decided that it wanted a
needed a
hug,
hug.
so she got mauled to death.
Yeah,
And that's how she died.
yeah.
You sound like Flower.
I still think there are the sharks out there that just want to be understood.
Well, it's like that movie, was it Shark Tale? Fish are friends, not food.
That's right. Yes. And then one of the sharks turned around. There's the fish carcass that's hanging out of his mouth because they have to bring a fish to the therapy
Meeting.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, everyone, we've gotten off topic already. The episode opens up where we are in the boys' apartment, in the Sheldon and Leonard's apartment, and they are playing 20 questions. And it's Leonard's turn, and Howard asks, "Is there a picture of you in my wallet wearing a metal bikini?"
And Leonard's like, I really hope not.
And no, I'm not Princess Leia. And so Raj inquires, "Were you in all six Star Wars movies?" And he goes,
Yes.
"Yes." He goes, "Are you a droid?" He goes, "Yes."
Yes.
His answer back to Leonard is, "Do you kind of look like a shiny Sheldon?" And Sheldon like pops his head up, what? And
M-
yes, he is. It is
C3PO.
C3PO.
And he's like, I don't see it. Don't get me wrong, I'm flattered, but I just don't see it.
He
Mimicking
does the
the
mannerisms so
movements of
well.
C3PO.
He really does that so well.
He does. And it's so true.
Of course, then the phone rings, or sorry, Howard's phone rings
And that
with
ringtone is Thomas Dolby. She blinded me with science.
science. Thank you.
Now,
I was trying to
going
work out where that was, what song that
furthermore,
was. Yeah,
that same song was used as the theme song in the unaired pilot.
I didn't hear that. I didn't
The
remember that
original
one.
pilot that CBS passed on, Dolby's song was a perfect choice as his early 80s geeky nerd persona was much like the Big Bang Gang. But yeah, it was She
I
Blinded Me
couldn't.
with
Yeah,
Science. Yeah.
I heard that ringtone. I'm like, and you know how you've got that where your brain says, "Oh, I know that," but the other part of your brain says, "What is it?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I listened to it. I'm like, I know that bit of music, but where do I know it from?
That's
And I
that's
couldn't put two and two together.
that's why I look people up on IMDb when we're watching movies and stuff, is just like I know that face, I know that person, I cannot place them. And
She
I
does
have
that
to
a
look
lot.
it up until I can figure out where I know them from.
Yeah, she does that a lot. We cannot go through a movie
It
without
drives
her.
him nuts, but I can't.
Yeah, because she can't just sit there and look at someone and go, "Oh, I think I know that person," and not worry about it until the end of the movie. It's like I have to look it up now.
It's an OCD thing, I'm sorry.
It must be. All of a sudden, Howard's phone rings, blind me with science, and it's Leslie Winkle. Now,
And he
Leslie
answers
Winkle
it, you've reached friends with
with
benefit.
benefits for press one now for a booty call,
Yeah.
and he gets up and walks into the kitchen, and this is where Sheldon says, "What does friends with benefits mean? Does he provide her with health insurance?" To which Leonard says, no, it's like if you have sex with somebody, but without having a relationship connection with them. You're free to date whoever you want to date outside of that sort of relationship.
Yeah.
And Sheldon you know, can't see the other because he's not that way inclined. And this is where it's now time for Sheldon's turn to start the 20 questions. And he goes, okay, so you can ask me any question, ask me the questions and we can start. And Raj goes,
And he
are you
looks up and
Spock?
goes, are you Spock?
To
And
which he
Sheldon's like, I don't like this
I
game.
like this game. Now, of course, this is where, um, and of course, as I said, Sheldon thinks that the kind of relationship that, that Howard is in is very practical to reproduce without any emotional attachment. Of course,
Hmm.
Howard, on the other hand, comes back and he is distracted. And he says, okay, whose turn is it? And Raj is like, aren't you leaving for your booty call? And he goes, no, does everything have to do with sex? Just, we're playing a game. Let's just start. And he goes, okay. And this is where Howard breaks down and says that Leslie Winkle just dumped him.
Yeah. That she
Now,
basically said, Mama is a Rolling Stone. And then
yeah,
her call waiting beeped in and she was gone.
yeah. So, and of course he's breaking down and even Sheldon says, well, I didn't think you had an emotional connection with her. And as Leonard says, obviously he actually had feelings for her, which I don't know. I think maybe all Howard's got the emotional connection is himself and his penis. I don't think there is an emotional connection. It's just one of those, I've got free sex whenever she calls, not the other way
Right.
around.
But even so, to have somebody say, I don't need you anymore, I can see where he'd be upset.
Yeah, but if you go into a situation where you are already being told that this is the way the relationship is going to be, why would you go? How's it possible that you would get an emotional connection when you both agree that this is what's going to happen?
It's impossible to have zero emotional connection when it's a consensual sexual encounter.
I don't,
But
I don't get it.
even if there's not an emotional connection there, romantic connection there, he still wants to be the one who makes the decision to leave. Because her
Yeah, but
saying that
I,
I don't need you anymore basically translate to you're not good enough in my
yeah, but I
mind.
kind of look at it as, is it a situation because obviously she's going to call him. He can't just suddenly pick up the phone and say, "Hi, I want a booty call and I'm coming over." It's all to do with when she wants it.
Yeah.
So if there was a conversation where she said, "Okay, Howard, I'm interested in doing this and whatever, but we are going to be exclusive, you know, outside the relationship, we can date whoever we want, but whenever we feel inclined, we're going to come together and
Hmm.
do the business." How is it possible to develop a remote romantic
He's
connection?
not developed a romantic relationship. It's a slam to his ego for her to say, "I'm ending this casual relationship."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because I don't know. I'm not sure. I just, yeah. Howard just breaks down. And this is where after he's, breaking down and he's saying the fact that the reason that he's actually partly upset about her breaking up with him is that he's actually seen her naked.
Yeah.
And Sheldon says, well,
And
hang on a
that
minute.
creates an attachment.
Yeah.
for
Now,
Howard.
yeah. Now Sheldon says, "Well, hang on a minute. I've heard of a place where people can forget their problems
That
and
there's an
replace."
entire city in
Yeah.
Nevada devoted to people like Howard
Yeah.
to help them forget their problem and replace them with new problems like alcoholism, gambling addiction, and sexually transmitted diseases.
And it's like, well, and and he says that Las Vegas.
No,
No,
no.
Raj actually
Raj
said
goes, is that Sheldon's way of
saying
saying
Las Vegas.
baby, Vegas, baby?
Yeah. And we find out that how Leonard's never been there, Raj has never been there, and so this is where we find out that, well, why don't we just go? Leonard comes up with, why don't we just go?
There are
Let's
people
be
who are
right
just
now,
now
people.
people. Let's be just right now people.
Yeah. And he goes, except I have to go. He said, well, so go home, pack a bag, and then we'll go to Vegas. Or actually, I've got to stop at a pharmacy and fill a prescription. But after that, we're going to be right now, people.
And just so you know, in case you were wondering,
Yeah.
it's roughly a 4 hour drive from where they are to Vegas.
LA to Vegas is 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wonder what time they were leaving.
It was dinner time, so it'd probably be between 7 and 8.
So they're going to get there midnight.
Yeah.
Okay. If it was 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so I like it how so they decided, okay, well, I think Vegas, baby, it is. As so this is where as Raj and Howard are getting up to leave to go home and pack, he goes, so what are you gonna tell your mother? And Howard comes back with
SeaWorld, baby!
SeaWorld, baby.
Which is in the greater Los Angeles area.
Oh, okay, well that makes sense.
So why they're going to overnight at SeaWorld, I don't know.
Yeah. So this is where
And Vegas, by the way, is awesome. It's the world's largest family theme park.
not right now. Vegas is losing money hand over
Well,
fist.
that's because things in America, it's not safe to go visit America right now,
No, it's not.
or
I
even to
w-
travel within America these days.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to eventually when America becomes a place that you can go visit that's not so
Yeah,
dangerous, that
but
that
let's not get too
whole thing will
political.
actually start taking off again and being, you know,
Yeah,
financial.
well, it's like we here in Australia, we actually keep seeing adverts to come visit America.
I've never in my entire life of living in America, living in Australia, bar the 4 years I lived in America, I have never ever seen an advert saying, come to America,
Hmm.
ever.
Hmm.
Because from the moment that you are
I mean,
conceived, America is the place to go
I've
for a
occasionally seen
visit.
commercials for like specific places,
Mm.
like Vermont or
California,
California or
Las Vegas.
yeah,
Yeah,
but not for America the Beautiful. Come visit the country.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's terrifying. So I like it how Sheldon is sitting there and he's eating his dinner, and Leonard goes, "Sheldon, you coming?" And he goes, "I would much rather have a blowfly land in my ear and
Lay eggs
lay eggs than go to Vegas, Las Vegas." And Leonard goes, "Oh, okay. We'll bring
or
you back
bring
a
you a
t-shirt."
t-shirt.
And he has that satisfying, oh, that's really nice. The
Yeah.
next scene we see is Penny is down getting her mail, and Sheldon comes in and he has got his dinner. He's in a very good mood. He's gone and got dinner for himself, and the dinner consists of kadai paneer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. It's Indian food, which Raj loathes. It also contains a huge amount of
Peanuts.
peanuts, which would reduce Howard Wolowitz to a 97-pound wheezing blister. And of course, with the paneer, it also includes farmer's cheese, would also cause Leonard to make any room
And
uninhabitable for 5 minutes.
no, within five
Within
minutes
5 minutes.
would make any room inhabitable for hours.
Yeah. So as they're
Kind of
walking,
like Oliver's Farm.
oh my God. Never, okay, if anybody ever comes to visit us here in Australia and decides to stay the night with us, don't give Oliver cheese.
Yeah.
Because if you do, yeah. Remember
You'll
that
you'll you'll regret it
toxic
if you didn't
gas?
bring a gas mask.
Yeah, it is shocking.
Yeah.
And he's very happy just to fart away and enjoy his life.
Yep.
Um,
I mean, we keep joking that if we pointed his butt at Russia, the war
Russia,
would be over in minutes.
it would be because no one could actually deal with this.
Yeah,
Um,
it's noxious.
it is terrible. It really is.
But he's
So
awfully cute, and that makes up for a lot.
Yeah, he is. So as they're walking upstairs, Sheldon is saying just how much that because the boys are in Las Vegas, how much he's going to enjoy his time just being by himself and whatever.
And I
And
love how Penny looks at him. She's like, "Oh, kind of like Superman in his big ice thingy."
yes, yeah,
And he's like, "I'm in such a good mood that I'm going to find your lack of grasp of the English language cute and folksy."
yes. And as they get up to the top where the apartment is, Sheldon looks at Penny and goes, Penny, I know you're going to be alone tonight. So if you find yourself, lonely, please
And in
don't
need of
disturb.
company, please don't
Please don't
contact
disturb.
me.
Please don't disturb me. And she goes, okay. So she walks in and closes the door, and you hear Sheldon start to hum the theme to Superman.
Yep. Dun, da, 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 da,
And
da, da, da.
he checks his door, nope. Checks his first pocket, nope. Checks his other pocket, nope. And goes to check his, test his door. And he's like, no. And this is where Penny comes out and
She
goes,
pokes her head out the door and says, "What's the matter, Superman? Did you get locked out of your big ice thingy?"
yeah.
I'm sorry, I just love that.
Unfortunately, he's forgotten his key.
And she's like, "How does somebody with a memory like yours forget his keys?"
Yeah.
Oh no, that's right.
We're
Because
gonna get to
it
that.
okay. And it's like, well, come on in. I got the spare. And he comes in, and she's like, let me just see if I can find it. And she's looking around the apartment, and he's like, we have a bowl. We put our keys in the bowl.
You should
You
have a
should have a
bowl.
bowl. And she's like, well, how did you forget your keys? And he's like, I left them in the bowl.
But the next scene we see is we're back. We're in Vegas, and Leonard and Raj are preparing for the night in the hotel room. And Leonard says to Howard, oh, I need some aftershave. Can I borrow some from your collection?
Mm.
And he says, yep. And he's got a collection of colognes like musk, pheromones,
Yeah, he's
and
got at least a dozen in
he
there.
does. And he has also got a copious amount
Amount of
of condoms.
condoms.
And I like
And
it
I
how
love
Raj
how,
holds it up and goes, that way to think about it there,
yeah, love
Howard.
your enthusiasm.
Yeah. And they're ready to go. They're ready to go down into the casino. And Leonard comes out and goes to Howard, okay, come on, we're going to go. And he goes, well, yeah, I'll be down in a minute. I'm just finishing up this email. No, he's not. Howard is poring over Leslie's Facebook
Well,
page.
well, Leonard looks over his shoulder. He's like, "That's not an email. That's Leslie Winkle's Facebook
Yeah.
page."
And he says, yeah, but you look at this. It says that she dumped me. I've got to set this record straight to say that I dumped her.
And
So
Raj is
obviously,
like, "But she did dump you."
yeah. But obviously, as you've said, this is exactly what you were saying previously,
Yeah,
is that he's not upset about her dumping him, it's that he didn't get in first.
yeah, exactly. It's an ego
So
thing
okay,
for
so I do
him to get dumped.
right, so I do apologize. I was reading into the fact that it was more along the lines of he's now sexless rather than the fact that he's has got that male ego
Well, that's
being
part of
dumped.
it, is that
Male ego
he
being dumped.
now doesn't get to have the sex.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a
It's
male
more about
ego
the ego.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Um
it's a little
s-
of both, I think.
yeah. So as Leonard and Raj are about to walk out, this is where
Actually, didn't we didn't finish the key stuff.
we're getting to that.
We
We're
are.
coming
I
we
thought it was in that same scene.
no, no, it wasn't.
Okay.
It's after this
All
scene.
right.
Um,
This is what happens when I have an hour or so between watching and talking.
yeah, well, shouldn't have gone for a walk.
Yes, we should have. We should have gone for the walk first.
So I like it how, as Leonard and Raj are leaving the room, Raj says we should actually have some sort of signal if one of us gets lucky to come back up here with a girl. And Leonard goes, "Oh, okay. Well, if you get lucky, you can take her to your stately manor in Gotham City, and if I get lucky, I'll take her to my stately manor in Gotham City, and if you get lucky, I'll contact the moon and see if I can get a room for the night."
Yeah.
So the next scene we see after that is in Penny's apartment.
Oh, okay.
And Sheldon is lamenting the fact that he didn't take his key out of the bowl. And this is where she goes, and she can't find
And then
this.
suddenly she realizes, oh, I know
I
where
don't
the
know.
key is.
Yeah, the spare key is in your apartment. And he goes, what are you doing? Why would the spare key be in my apartment? And this is where she comes back
Well,
with
I was making coffee when you guys, I was in there when you guys weren't home, and he's like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I was making coffee and I ran
ran
and I
out
was
of.
out of milk, so I
You're
went
the
into."
milk thief.
And then she forgot the and left the emergency
And I
key
love it
there.
how he actually says to her, Leonard was telling me that I was crazy, but I knew that carton of milk felt lighter.
Yeah. Now, another theory
Okay.
could be that she forgot it when she had to use it to get when Sheldon forgot his flash drive. Sheldon forgot his flash
Flash
drive
drive, thank you.
with that had the paper he wanted to show to George Smoot in the Terminator decoupling.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't actually think of that one. That's actually a good one. So it wasn't, it could
It
have
could have
been
been, yeah,
either of those
yep. Well, assuming that this is not long after the Terminator decoupling, we don't know where
in the
time-wise
timeline it
yeah,
is.
we don't know
Yeah.
if it's a few weeks or months later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
But
would
it's
make
possible.
sense.
It's
That would make
possible.
sense.
It
Yeah,
would
for
make
sure.
sense.
So this is where Penny says to Sheldon that, well, look, I'll call the building
Landlord.
supervisor, to come and open up your door. You just have your dinner here in my apartment. And he's like, "Are you eat my dinner in your apartment?" He goes, "Sure, why not? And after we're done, we can all go pile in my pickup and go skinny dipping down at the creek."
Yeah, not quite sure how he
Well,
got there.
Well, as he says, because today's the day of stop making sense. Because his idea is he can't eat because he's not familiar enough with Penny's apartment to sit and have dinner in her apartment. So, because he hasn't really
But
been
I'm not
invited
sure how
in.
he got there to skinny dipping down at the creek.
Well, I guess maybe it's a Southern American thing. I don't know. No idea. So back in the casino,
Because the
Leonard.
area that he grew up in was not complete Hicksville.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was
Yeah.
with Middle Texas.
Yeah.
So. I mean, we've got a listener who listens to us from Texas. I don't think he thinks it's backwoods country,
No.
backward part of the country. So
Mm.
if you are still listening from Texas, let us know.
Yeah.
But because I don't think because that would be more like southern, wouldn't it be? Like Arkansas and Georgia and stuff like that,
Okay,
would that?
Arkansas
Well, I don't know
is
what south is.
Midwest. Georgia is southeast.
So what's the southern state of America would be down at the creek?
Well, Georgia, Louisiana,
Okay.
Florida maybe,
I wouldn't think Florida.
Alabama. I
Thank
mean
you.
it fits with Texas, but I'm just not sure if it fits with where Sheldon grew up in
No,
Texas.
I don't know. I don't think that. I don't think that at all. No,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I don't
wouldn't
know.
say that. So down in the casino, Leonard and Raj are at the bar enjoying video slots, free drinks, and all you can eat shrimp. That is a really good deal.
For 3.99.
3.99. That is awesome.
Yes.
And I like it how Leonard hits a jackpot and goes, "Look, I've just got money for a month." So that or
And
laundry for a
laundry
month.
for a month.
Yeah. So that's actually all, Um, so I like it how Howard's Twitter is he's starting to lose it. He's basically twittering about how his life is
Okay, and
horrible.
just so you know,
Yeah.
3.99 in 1999 is the equivalent to $7.76 today.
Wow. Okay. So the okay. So people from three people are now spending $7 what? How much? $7
76.
7.76 rather than 3.99 to get an
Yep.
all you can eat buffet. But that is still
No,
a
it's an
good
all you can eat
shrimp
shrimp
buffet.
cocktails,
That's a good
which is
because
still a seriously good deal,
bloody good deal.
especially
I'd
the way
actually
you
go
and I
that.
can eat shrimp
Yeah. Well,
or
actually,
prawns, as they
we
call
have it
them
in
here.
prawns here in Australia.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
we discovered an all you can eat. I think we did this on the podcast last
Yes,
week.
we did.
But we found a really good place that we want to try that I'm saving up for. Yeah.
I didn't. She found it.
Well, it was interesting because I found it in a list, and then there's a magazine called Glam Adelaide, and they actually did a feature on it because it was existing, but they moved locations. And instead of adapting to an existing fit out, they actually traveled through Japan, studied different restaurants and what they look like and the way they're designed and the flow of it and everything. And so this is designed to be a more authentic Japanese experience, not just the food, but the environment.
And Kat cannot wait to go there.
No, I can't. Get some real sushi. Are you kidding me? And it's an all you can eat buffet. Please. What?
I'm just listening to you. I think a lot of people are sitting there going, she has got a serious problem with regards to sushi.
What, I have a sushi fetish? What's your
Yeah,
problem?
you do.
What's your problem? Hey, I can also pick out what environment you're playing in Rainbow Six Siege without being told what it is.
I have got a stepson who would love, love, love to have a woman that would be as attentive to him as my wife is to me with regards to things that interest me. I have been watching this thing, King of Collectibles. I know it's scripted, it's a scripted show, but it's very, very
It's a
interesting to see.
reality show.
Yeah, reality show in commas, but it's not. It's so scripted, it's not funny.
Yeah.
But the King of Collectibles is all about very high end, you know, collectibles, obviously. Very interesting to see. My wife will allow me to sit and watch it. It has
I'll
no,
allow you to.
but you've got no interest in it really.
Not
But
really,
it's
no.
like, and I'm starting to dabble a little bit into the higher end collectible stuff, so much so that I'm actually going to go and get a safe because I think some of my stuff is going to have to go into a safe because it's rather expensive. But it's like, yeah, I'm very blessed about that. And yeah, she can sit there and we can be watching, or I can be playing Rainbow Six, and she'll be like, "Oh, that's that map, or that's that map."
Well,
My stepson would love that map.
we were watching somebody's gameplay channel this morning,
Mm,
and I was like, what, 5 out of 5?
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
My stepson would love to be able to sit there and have his wife go, "Oh, that's that, or that's that," and he being her being interested in what he does. So those us, us guys out there that have women that are actually interested in what we do. You guys are, just a diamond in the rough. It just doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
We are very blessed in that regard. So I'm very blessed about that. So as we are seeing Raja sitting at the slot machine at the bar, this very attractive woman comes over to talk to Raj. Now Raj has got a grasshopper, so he decides to chug some of his grasshopper.
So we can
And
say
we find it,
hello.
yes, now that we find out this lady's name is Michaela.
Yes. Played
And
by Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, who was
yeah.
also in Chuck Lorre's other show, 2.5 Men.
Oh, okay.
And I actually, Chuck Lorre was also involved in Dharma and Greg. She was in that, and she was also the spider demon in Charmed.
Okay. Didn't know that one.
Yep.
The more you know. Dun, dun, dun. Um, and I also like it how yeah, so she says, uh, you know, he goes, "Hi, my name is Rajesh
Ramaya
Rayan Kutrapali,"
Kupapali.
and she goes, "Hi,
Hi, Rajesh.
Rajesh."
Hi,
Hi,
Rajesh.
Rajesh. And she says, "Do you want to have a party?"
Would you be interested in
And he goes,
coming
"Oh,
to
I'd
a
love to
party?
party." And then it's like, Raj, can I speak to you for a moment? And he goes, "Not now, Leonard." And he looks over at Leonard and he goes, "You better call the moon and see if you can get
Get a
a
room for the night.
reserve a bed." And he goes, "I really need to talk to you." And he goes, "Okay." And he says to her, to Michaela, "I'll be right
Excuse
back."
me, I'll be right back. Yeah.
And he does this whole, oh, it's just really, don't change how
Don't
beautiful you
change.
are.
Just stay where you are and stay the beautiful American flower that you are.
And so
And
this
even
is where,
she rolled her eyes.
yeah. And so this is where he goes over to speak to Leonard, and Leonard says to him that she's a prostitute. And he goes, "No." And he goes, Has any gorgeous
Well, no,
woman
he says,
ever come up?"
no, he first Raj says to Leonard, "What are you doing? She's all up in my jammy."
That's right. And he goes, "Well, I don't know what your jammy is, but I'm pretty sure she's a prostitute." And he goes, "Maybe I can save her." And he
No, no, no,
goes,
no, 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 no.
"No?
And
Okay, well,
he's
you tell
like,
me then."
"No, she's not." And he's like, "Yes. When has a really attractive woman ever come up to you and asked you to party with her? And
And I
then it's maybe I can save her
Yeah. And he goes, "Well, maybe you probably could, but I'm sure it's going to take $500 per an hour to
to
find
do it."
out to do it." And so this is where Raj goes back over to Michaela and says, "It was lovely to meet you and good luck on your future endeavors." And she's like, "Whatever," and walks away. And when they're sitting down, Raj is obviously there's a because they've got their Facebook pages, linked to the phones. There's a little indication of something, and he picks it up and he reads Howard's latest installation on it, which is basically, I am so, what is it?
I'm set
So
in a pit
lonely
of
and horny,
jealousy that I'm considering opening this $20 jar of peanuts and
and
ending it
ending it
all.
all. Yeah.
Now, while checking out Howard's tweets, Leonard calls them Twitters,
Yeah.
which sounds odd now, but at the time, that's what they were called.
Yes, they were Twitters.
And not long after this, not long after this episode aired for the first time, Twitter started to begin to officially call them tweets.
Yeah. Because the tweets were easier to understand than
Yeah.
Twitters. Yeah. So back in the apartment, Sheldon and Penny are having a quiet dinner together, and Sheldon attempts to basically some small talk
Mhm.
and says to
How
Penny,
was your
"How
day?
was your day?" And she goes, "Oh, you don't have to make small talk on my account." And he says, "No, there's a social convention about it. So, how was your day?" And she starts to talk about the fact that her shifts are changing and that she might be working longer. And he's like, "I'm sorry, that is no interest to me whatsoever." So they just continue eating. Now, back at the casino, Leonard and Raj then go up to Michaela again and says, "We've got a question to ask you. Are you a prostitute?" And she goes, "Are you guys cops?"
Cups.
And they go, "No." And she goes, "I'm a
Then
prostitute."
I'm a prostitute. Yep.
And they say to her, "Listen, because originally when Raj had got that little tweet, they looked over at Michaela, and even Leonard says it might not hurt to maybe just get an estimate of
Yeah.
how much this is going to be. Now you first think about, well, are they going to hire her? But no, they're
We
going to do it for Howard.
yeah, well they were saying, we want to cheer him up. Well, maybe she could help.
Yeah,
And at first Leonard's like, I don't think so. And then they see
the tweet.
his the tweet, and then he's like, well, maybe it wouldn't hurt to get an estimate.
Yeah. So when they go over to Michaela and they ask her, "Is there? We just want need to maybe
We
cheer
never
up
do
our
find
friend."
out how much
No, we
charges.
don't, but we can assume maybe $500 an hour
Yeah,
because
she's
she doesn't look like a bargain basement
no,
hooker.
no. She
She's got a
doesn't look like a
very
drug addict hooker.
no beautiful dress, very
But
nicely. Hair looking.
$500 an hour, she wouldn't be out there shilling for herself. She would be hired through an agency.
Well, it depends.
So I
If
don't think she's
okay,
quite that expensive.
yeah, well, maybe I don't know. I've never hired one, so I don't know.
Good for you.
Isn't that nice of me?
It is nice.
Thank you.
Nice to know.
Um, sorry.
Nice to know.
That's good. Yes, I'm very happy about that myself. Um, so anyway, they ask well whether they could hire her, but they want her to not be obvious to cheer, like as in well, we just want to make it
Yeah, we
not
don't
obvious.
want him to know that we
Yeah,
did
and
this.
she goes, "Oh, you'd like the girlfriend experience." Now I don't know what
Yes.
that means, but
Yes.
there's a girlfriend experience. Not sure what. I'm so
And then Raj pipes up
positive.
with, if possible, could we get
The
the Jewish
Jewish
girlfriend?
girlfriend experience. Now, as I said, I don't know what a girlfriend experience is, so whatever that is,
Making it look like he's met someone who's genuinely interested in him, not making it obvious that she's a prostitute.
that's a girlfriend experience.
That's the girlfriend experience.
Right. Okay. So back at the
You're so
apartment,
innocent in some ways.
I am. I've never hired anybody, and I don't know what the girlfriend experience is. I've got no
Well,
idea.
I've never hired one either.
I didn't say you did.
I know, but I know what a girlfriend experience is.
Well, I'm not.
He's just so innocent.
You're not
Face
as.
it, you're
You're not as
innocent.
closeted as I am.
Closeted?
I'm so far in the
Is,
closet. It's not
is there
funny.
something I should know, honey?
No, not at all.
You sure about that? What kind of closet is that?
I'm just innocent. I'd have got no idea what all this means.
Oh, I could do this for hours.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, I could.
No. We want this podcast to go under an hour. What are we
Oh,
sitting at right now?
Chihuahua.
Well, Chicka, what are we sitting right now?
I don't know. I turned it on before I did my pre-podcast pee.
She turns it on. Mm. She came in and went, "Bow chicka wow to the computer." So Sheldon and Penny are playing 20 questions, and this is where Penny goes, "Oh, I don't know.
Are you
Are you
Star
Star Wars?"
Wars?
And I like how Sheldon goes, "How could I be an entire movie?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "I don't know." And he goes, "Okay, well, let's just stop it."
And I
I
was
was
Spock.
Spock. So this is where Sheldon asks her quite legitimately, "Are
Hmm.
you and Leonard friends with benefits?" And Penny goes, where did that come from?" And he says that it was just the fact that he noticed that Howard was in some sort of relationship that he ended up basically crying like a little girl. And she goes, "Well, some people can't handle that sort of relationship, but no, we are a friend. Myself and Leonard are just friends, no benefits." And this is where he says, "Well, have you ever been in a relationship where can you have a sexual relationship with a guy and not be emotionally involved?" And she's like, "Leonard, Sheldon, I'm very uncomfortable answering this question." And he goes, "Well, it is a legitimate question, but Penny is very uncomfortable about
Well, and
the,
he's like, "Well, I'm not good at reading social cues
yeah,
like in in tone and body." And she's like,
yeah,
"Sheldon, I'm uncomfortable." He's like,
yeah.
"Okay, thank you. That's very helpful."
But knowing Penny like we all do, I think she can actually have a sexual relationship without an emotional
I
attachment.
think she's had many,
Many.
and she
Because if
doesn't
you
want to admit
remember,
that.
because if you remember, Sheldon does the math
Yeah.
when her and Sheldon and Amy go out to dinner.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sheldon and Amy's first date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they work out, or Sheldon works out how many sexual partners.
Partners she's
And even
had.
and even Amy says, "Are you a slut?"
Yeah.
But so obviously Penny
No.
can.
Yeah.
So Penny can actually have a sexual relationship without there being an emotional attachment. So she would be a perfect person to ask that question, and it's a legitimate question. Can you be in a sexual relationship without having an emotional attachment?
Yeah.
Penny is the perfect person to go and speak to about this, but so
No.
so back in the at the casino, Howard is coming downstairs looking very, very he's looking just I don't know, he's got no energy and he's like,
Okay,
"Okay."
so where are the shrimps the size of a baby's arm?
Yeah, and they go ta-da there, and he's like, "You serious?" And he holds it. He goes, "This is a baby's arm," and like Raj goes, a small baby," and he goes, "I'm going back up to the room." So as he goes to leave, Michaela walks in.
Comes over and looks at the spread and says, "Oy vey, would it kill them to put out a brisket?"
Yeah, and this is where Howard immediately turns around and says, "I'm Howard Wolowitz," and she comes back with,
Esther
"Hi."
Rosenblatt.
And I like it how the boys are sitting there going, "Hmm."
And Raj is giving a very subtle double thumbs up.
Yeah. So back in the apartment, because we're doing this continuously, back and forth, back and forth. Back in Penny's apartment, Penny is preparing the couch for Sheldon to sleep on because obviously the building supervisor is not coming tonight to open up your apartment, so you're just gonna have to stay here. And I like it how he objects to sleeping on the couch. And he comes up with and he reenacts Snickering's beloved children's book, The Tall Man from Cornwall. I'd never heard
Poem,
this
not book, poem.
poem. I'd never heard of
Mm-mm.
the thing,
No.
and I like it how we find out that his body is too big to like. I mean, his body fits on the couch, but he has got
But it
no
won't
room
fit
for his
his big
shoulder.
Cornish head.
Yeah, his shoulders and his head are just
Well,
not going to fit on it.
basically, okay, Sheldon sits on the couch and he puts his legs out. So basically, from the bottom of his feet to his butt fit inside the couch, but nothing else does.
With his shoes
Shoes
on.
on.
You don't
That
put your
offended
shoes.
me so
You
much.
don't. My mother would absolutely tear me a new one if I went anywhere near the couch with my shoes on.
Shoes. Yep.
Not allowed to.
Same.
Absolutely not allowed to.
Yep.
So
Same.
I like it how Penny says, "Okay, I will give you my bed if you just stop talking for the next 8 hours." She actually says,
Actually,
"Shut
it
your
was,
hole."
I will give you my bed on one condition that you promise to shut your hole for the next 8 hours.
Yeah. So back in the casino,
Casino.
Howard's getting to know Esther.
Mm.
And her turn-ons include reading a book in front of a fire, long walks on a beach, and getting freaky on the Sabbath with a bacon cheeseburger.
And
And
Howard's like, "Me too."
and she goes, "Oy vey, you're hot." And Howard goes, "I just
Excuse me
wanna
for just a
just a
minute.
minute." So he walks over to the guys and he says, "All right, so tell me, Is she a prostitute? Or is she a
She's a prostitute, isn't
yeah?
she?
And they go, and
Yeah.
Linda goes, yeah,
And you've already given her the money.
yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
He is very, very happy about this
Yes, this makes
scenario.
him well,
Yeah,
as they often say, the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else.
that's what you said.
Now Howard's tryst with the prostitute,
Yeah.
spoiler alert,
Mhm.
will later be referenced by Raj in his drunken toast to Howard
Oh,
during the bachelor party.
yes. He does, doesn't
Yes,
he?
he does.
The prostitute that he was with in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Well,
Hmm.
Howard was very upset, so he needed to get under
Yes.
somebody.
Yes, he did.
I don't know whether that's going to completely help Howard get over Leslie Winkle,
I think
but
it
it's not
does.
going to hurt, I
I think
guess.
it did. I
Well, I
don't
mean,
necessarily recommend
no,
this
no, I
course of
wouldn't
action,
recommend it
but
either. But each is to their own, everybody.
yep,
We are not going to say
we
either way.
won't judge.
You are all part of the family. You do what you want. But
Yep.
so back in the apartment, back in Penny's apartment, Sheldon he can't sleep.
And Penny's like, that's because your bowl is still open.
And he goes, I'm homesick. And she says, your home is 20 feet from here. And he goes, 20 feet, 20
Light years.
light years. Who doesn't matter. And she goes, oh, God. So she gets up off the couch and she says, okay, what can I do? And he says, sing soft
Soft
kitty.
kitty.
And she goes, that is when you're sick, you're not sick.
Well, homesick's a kind of sick.
So Penny starts to, and she goes, Sheldon, and he goes, or we could sit up and talk. And she goes, and she starts singing Soft
Soft
Kitty,
kitty, warm kitty.
but she messes it up. And he goes, and she goes to continue, and
Well,
he goes,
no, she
no,
forgot the line. She forgot
yeah,
the line sleepy kitty.
yeah. And then she goes to add the Sleepy Kitty, and he's like,
So
no,
he feeds her the line and then he's like, "No, start
start
over."
over. And then starts to sing it again. So she gets to the end of the song, and she says, he goes, Penny, thank you for letting me sleep over. And she says, oh, you're
Aw.
welcome, sweetie. And he goes, I'm sleepy now. You can get out. Which sends Penny back to the couch, very peeved off, by the way. So
Now, I'd like to point out
yeah,
that the concept of Leonard, Raj, and Howard being out on a trip and Sheldon is home with Penny is later reused, recycled in the adhesive duct deficiency. Both
yes, it does.
both instances even include the Sheldon Penny story ending with someone singing soft kitty to the other person due to their situation being a kind of sick.
That's right, because
Uh-huh.
Penny said that
Yeah.
her broken arm is kind of, or her dislocated shoulder is kind of sick.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
she's on drugs.
and she's on drugs.
She's on the
Not
good stuff.
drugs, everybody. She's on the happy drugs that make you forget pain.
Medical drugs.
Medical drugs. So,
Morphine is a miracle drug.
yeah, yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
have never had it, but I did see when my mum was going through chemotherapy, when she was on morphine, it was, yeah,
They gave it to me. I had a kidney stone. The first time I had kidney stones, and Paul took me to the emergency room
I
because
ran several red lights.
we're not talking about that. Um, I was in excruciating pain. I can't remember if I was vomiting or
You
not.
started vomiting and you did not stop vomiting.
I didn't. Okay.
You were continuously
I don't
vomiting.
remember much, but to
Oh, I
be honest with
remember.
you, but they got me into the emergency room. The doctor came and saw me. Then the nurse came in, and oh God, I felt so horrible. And she looked at me and she said, in about 5 minutes, I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
be
be
your
your
best
best
friend.
friend. And I'm like, okay, because they'd already started the IV. She put the morphine in, and about a minute and a half later, I'm like, I love you. And she's like, I know.
I told you.
Yeah.
And see, I forgot about that.
Okay.
I forgot about my book.
Yeah. So why is that relevant right now?
Oh, it's not relevant. I just found it and I'm like, oh, I haven't actually read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? I
You
went and
need to
bought it.
read it. Okay. If
It's
anybody
Blade Runner.
doesn't know, thank you, honey.
Sorry.
If anyone doesn't know that the book "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep" by Philip K. Dick is the book that the movie Blade Runner was based on.
And that is my favorite movie of all time.
Yes, and it's actually a very good book. I like Philip K. Dick. I haven't read him in years. I was really big into reading his books when I was in high school.
Well, I'm
I read that one when I was in high school, so it's been years since I've read it.
I'm not a reader, but I'm definitely going to read that one because I do like that one. I just was sitting here going, what is that? And I
Oh,
pulled it out, and there it is. So
oh, so he's just so interested in doing the podcast that he's looking around and finding other stuff.
so back at the apartment, Leonard returns home, whether it was a successful night or not, and Sheldon is very happy to come back to his apartment, and he's like,
Hmm.
"Why were you over in Penny's apartment?" And he goes, "Well, I got my key. We had dinner. We played some games, and I stayed the night. Oh, and I now have a much better understanding of friends with
With
benefits."
benefits.
And I like how Leonard like looks over at Penny's apartment like, "What?"
What?
The episode goes black, and that is the end of the episode.
Yep. I
Yeah,
do like this episode.
it is a fun episode, this one.
Yeah,
But as I said, it's in my top 50. I wouldn't say it's in any higher than that because it really doesn't push anybody along. It gives a little bit of a hint of Penny and Sheldon's relationship,
yep.
but really it doesn't do a whole lot for Raj. We know that Howard is just a giant penis, and it just doesn't bring everybody
No.
along with the with it. So, it was a good
But as
episode.
I said, I feel that it does show the level of love and caring between the boys and the depth
Yeah,
of their friendship.
yeah. I mean,
That they are willing to do something like that for Howard.
if you are
That
willing to go halvesies on
yeah.
a prostitute, you
That it's
do like,
something that is not that is a little on the morally reprehensible side to them,
yeah,
but they know it'll make Howard happy, so they're willing to do that.
yeah.
I think that says a lot about their friendship.
But yeah, if you're willing to go and spend $250 in halvesies to get someone laid, you like them as a friend.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, and I don't have friends, so
Assuming that
I'm
was
okay.
only 1 hour that they bought.
Well, I think most guys can just do an hour. I think anybody that can do more than an hour in that situation, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
but it's
know.
not just getting down to sex, it's having the whole experience as well.
Oh, so they were talking with each other, weren't they?
Hmm.
Oh, so they might
Yeah.
have actually paid for a couple of hours
Hmm.
because they're trying to make it look like she genuinely was interested in Howard.
So
And
that
then
means they're not going to rush off to the room.
right, so it would have been maybe 2 hours. So $1,000 each. That's
No, 500
five hundred
each.
dollars each. Yeah, that's
This
expensive.
is assuming that she even charges that much.
I'm gonna go with what Leonard says. So we're gonna go with what he said, $500 an hour. So they're gonna buy 2 hours, $1,000, $500 each. That's an expensive. That was an expensive night out for the boys,
Yep.
or a weekend out,
Yep.
whatever it was. Yeah. Not including the fact they've actually got to go and rent the hotel room for them to stay in. They're going to go back to
No,
her hotel room, are they? Or they're going to go back
no,
to
she doesn't have one. She lives locally.
so she would have
She would go up to the hotel room of the guest.
with him. Yeah.
There are two queen or king beds in that room. So Raj and Leonard will probably share a bed and they will give Howard the other one to share with her for using with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I am so innocent.
Innocent.
It's not funny.
Okay, so our food count this week, we had Chinese takeaway times one, Indian times one, and drinks out times one. This is what we saw.
Do we also claim the shrimps?
Um, no.
No? Raj was
Oh,
eating
oh,
shrimps.
okay. Okay, we're gonna call that an other restaurant times one then.
Okay. And they presented Howard with a plate of shrimp, but he never took them. So
Well, okay,
we're just
well, we're
gonna
going to assume they had at least one meal there.
yeah, so we're gonna go with that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me just add it to my spreadsheet. All right. Season two, episode, what was this, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, and uh where is it? Other restaurant. There it is. Okay, and save that. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. Um let's do Chuck Lorre Productions number 249. More and more, it seems like people are yelling at me. This is especially noticeable on local and cable news, TV and radio ads, morning, afternoon, and late night talk shows, religious channels, entertainment tabloid shows, and NPR aside radio. It's almost as if all the news anchors, reporters, product pitchmen, talk show hosts, politicians, sportscasters, DJs, and preachers have forgotten how good modern microphones are. Regardless, the purpose of vanity cards is not just to point out the problem, it's also to propose the solution. And here's one: the Whisper Channel, a cable news channel where everyone, including advertisers, speak in gentle, dulcet tones. Our marketing tagline will be one word: shh. Instead of grinning, shouting, and overly coughed failed actors, our news anchors will be regular folks with beautiful speaking voices who, just to be on the safe side, have been heavily sedated. Think of it. You've had a brutal day at work. Traffic on the way home was a righteous bitch. You crawl into your home, which is worth far less than you paid for it, and because you want to stay informed, you turn on the Whisper Channel, where a pleasant looking woman with real hair, real nose, real wrinkles, real breasts, and teeth the color of teeth soothingly tells you about the latest terrorist attack, stock market fiasco, school shooting, and just to keep it interesting, emergency recall of the anti anxiety meds you've been taking because they might cause impotence, blindness, and insanity. But because of the way she says it, you're hunky dory. Alternate marketing tagline: the Whisper Channel, where human civilization sliding into the abyss is nothing to shout about.
I also found out last night with watching The King of Collectibles that Bob Ross is the guy who does the Joy
Oh,
of
happy
Painting.
trees.
His voice is so soothing that therapists actually use his voice as a tool to actually help patients.
Mm,
And I
okay.
and it's like, yeah, I can understand that. He is so soothing with his voice,
Yeah.
And apparently he was in the army as like a
Really?
drill sergeant.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't get much more obnoxious than that.
Apparently he was originally a drill sergeant. I've got to look this up. Let
Okay,
me.
I have to know now.
Are you going to look it up?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna look
then
it
you look
up.
it up. Because yeah, there was something about that he was in the military, and something happened to him that he developed this just.
Oh my God. Bob Ross served in the U.S. Air Force for 20 years from 1961 to 1981, retiring as a master sergeant. Stationed in Alaska, he was a medical records technician and first sergeant, developing a strict persona as a drill sergeant before vowing to never raise his voice again and pursuing painting.
There we go.
Bust him up, Bobby. Because his role required him to be tough and strict, he developed a harsh persona that contrasted with his later gentle television image. And he developed his quick painting style during breaks in the Air Force after taking an art class at the Anchorage USO Club. The Alaskan mountains and snow he saw while stationed there became the basis for the landscapes he painted in on The Joy of Painting. He left the military in 1981 because he found he could make more money from painting than from the Air Force.
Well, he'd already got a
Okay.
pension anyway through the Air Force, so he was through his
Um,
military service.
yeah, for 20 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
he did his 20.
yeah.
So yeah.
So everybody, if you hear Bob Ross, imagine him being a drill sergeant. It just doesn't get any.
That's just impossible.
Yeah, but yeah, being a drill
Oh my
sergeant,
God,
like
that
wow.
okay, that's the coolest piece of trivia for the day.
There you go.
Wow.
So there
Okay.
you go.
So there you go.
Question of the week.
If you were unexpectedly stuck somewhere for the night, who would you want with you and what would you order to eat?
So everyone can sit there and go, "Oh my God, I know what these two are gonna say."
Which
It,
is,
it would be if I was stuck with anybody, it would either be my son or cat. If it was with my son, it would be pizza. With cat, it would be sushi. So, yeah, that would be the only two people that I actually, if I had to be stuck with somebody, who would I bring? Either cat or my son. So,
we can't both come?
well, you can both come if you want to. It would be a sushi pizza night.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. And I'm sure
I
you do
know.
the same.
Yep.
Although if you was, yeah, would you, what about if your mum was still with us? Would you stuck with your mum? What would you take? What would your mum have?
She'd want my pizza. Okay, there's a story behind that. I gotta tell you real quick. So, my mom um, this is going back a few years, to the early 2000s, would be, she was basically living with my brother. And then for like 2 or 3 months in the summer, she'd come and stay with me and visit with me. And she developed a cult following among my friends because my mom was just like the most beautiful, loving, funny person. And my friends just adored her and she adored them. And anyway, I remember one of the last times she stayed with me because starting around 2010, her health was such that she just really couldn't travel anymore.
Hmm.
Um, but one of the last times she stayed with me, she went home, and about a week or two later, we're talking, and she says to me, we had pizza for dinner last night. And I'm like, oh, that's nice, Mom. And she's like, it sucked. And I'm like, really? Why is that, Mom? And she says, because it wasn't yours.
Yeah, Cat's pizzas are pretty awesome.
We have only been able to find two places
Hmm.
that sell pizza, that Paul will eat.
Yep.
Otherwise, it has to be mine.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
used to like other pizzas, but no,
yeah,
no.
you know what I should try doing is replicating the marinara pizza we used to get at that other one.
Oh, at
Yeah,
Marcelina's.
yeah. Well, I'm trying not to say brand names, honey.
You can say Marcelina's. It's not a drama. Ours is better though.
He has no discretion whatsoever.
I do. I have a lot of
I'm trying
discretion.
not to necessarily promote other businesses right now.
If my mum was still here, she would actually ask for chips and lots of salt,
Mm,
like hot chips,
yeah,
French
like
fries,
French fries.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were the
The
bigger
big
cut
steak
ones.
fries,
Yeah, yeah.
the
Chips and
Texas
lots of
fries.
salt. Yeah, chips and
Yeah.
lots of salt. I remember as a kid, and then we can end the podcast. I remember my mum and dad going to get fish and chips at the local fish and chip shop. And I don't care what anybody says, and I'm sure there are people out there that will agree with me. And if you do, please email me, perpetualmotionsquad00 at gmail.com, and tell me if you've ever had this. The chips were put into newspaper,
Hmm.
not into butcher's paper, newspaper. And the newspaper, I don't know what it was, but the chips were just next leveled into just the way they taste.
That's
Something
why
about it. I don't
when
know
you're
what it was.
when you're in England, the best thing is when they put the fish and chips with mushy peas in the newspaper and you eat it out of the cone of newspaper.
I don't know about the mushy peas.
Mm.
I haven't gone to
Man, now
England.
I
I
want fish and chips. Let's go to
right.
Cadell.
No. Um, I'm not driving 2.5 hours today. I'm exhausted after the giant long walk you took me on.
I'll drive.
Yeah, no. Okay, here's an idea. I'll meet you halfway. You drive and pick it up, and then I'll eat it when you get
It'd
home.
be cold when we got home.
That's feel fine though. But yeah, mushy peas, I don't know. I do want to go to England at some stage, so I do want to get that. But mushy peas, I'm not sure. If there's anybody in England that wants to meet up with us so you can take us to a good fish and chip shop. But yeah, oh, look at all the crying emojis. I'm not going. But yeah, that is one thing that I find amazing is that when I was a kid, the chips that were wrapped up in newspaper,
Mm.
they tasted amazing.
Now, the best chips that I know are
Mm.
at our favorite fish and chip shop, which is Cadell Street down in Goolwa, South Australia.
And she's promoting a business. It is true. We will drive 2.5 hours down there to get fish and chips.
You're
Don't you?
mean.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're mean. But what they do is when you order it, they put the French fries down on the bottom of the container, and
Mm.
then they lay the fish on top of it, and you have to let it cool off for a while, so it's sitting there for a few minutes. And the fish is not oily, but it's definitely cooked in oil. So there is a little bit still on there, and it soaks into the fries, and they salt it just enough so it's not overdone, but it gives it a good flavor. And between that and the oil, it's like, oh my God, I'm hungry now.
We know. We can hear. And I honestly, if I had way more energy than I have right now, and if I wasn't looking to go back to bed and go to sleep,
I know, right?
I would literally jump in the car and we would drive down to Goulwood to go and get fish and
I
chips.
think
But
it sounds
I'm
like a good day to do a movie marathon.
no, I got to do some Xboxing first, and then actually no. What I have to do is I have to do all this editing before I get to the Xbox. So
Yeah.
yes. And if anybody is interested in joining me on the Xbox, just email me, perpetualmotionsquad00@gmail.com. Has to be the new generation Xbox, and we can meet up on the Xbox and talk and play maybe GTA or Rainbow
Rainbow.
Six or something else
Yeah,
or whatever it
Paul
is.
really wants to put together a team for Rainbow, so it'd be really
Yeah,
awesome if
but
there's some Rainbow players that want to join.
if not, if you play GTA, let me know. I'll play with you. No dramas.
I play Lego games when I play at all.
She plays the Wii.
I like the Wii.
I like the
I
Wii.
am really pissed that I lost all my pinball tables.
No, no. We don't go down that path anymore.
Yeah, they updated the app for it, and I
Hmm.
lost all of my tables.
Yep. I'll look at
I need to find out who that is so I can email them
Pinball
and yell at
FX,
them.
but the thing is, it doesn't matter because Pinball FX is on the new generation, the new generation Xbox. I have to look at it. So, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Anyway, so we want to thank everybody for joining us today.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed this. We had fun.
Yeah, we got off topic as usual.
Oh, color me surprised.
Hmm.
Um, but anyway, if you enjoyed it, please leave us a like and a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Please feel free to invite anybody you know that loves The Big Bang Theory to come and join us. Um, have a squiz at our YouTube channel if you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, come and look at Alia.
Paul will put the link in the show notes.
Yep.
And yeah, I
Come
forgot
and
what I was gonna say.
yeah, we're exhausted for some reason.
Yeah,
So
we're a little tired today.
and go the
Um,
Patriots next
oh,
weekend.
yep, go Patriots. And if you love the podcast and you want to show us a little love and say thanks for all that we do on the podcast and the how we get so off topic, um, there is a PayPal me link everywhere on the Facebook page, the Facebook group, YouTube, the podcast notes,
Yep.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
So whether it's $1 or $10,000, boy, wouldn't it be nice if somebody did that if they
Ten
loved us that
thousand
much?
dollars.
Yeah, wouldn't that be lovely?
Okay, you give us a $10,000 donation,
Uh-huh.
and you can come on the podcast forever. You'll be the yeah. Just
But
instead of Kat and I doing it, you'll be on
yeah,
as a permanent addition to the podcast.
but
All it
any
takes is $10,000. No, we
all we're saying is we do not monetize this podcast because
not at
we
all.
want everybody just to be able to enjoy it.
Yep,
And if you love it and you just want to show us a little appreciation, there's the podcast or the PayPal me link.
absolutely.
Yeah. So that being said, thank you for joining us. We absolutely love our PMS fam.
Absolutely. Learn the love hearts
And
there for all the YouTube people watching.
and we will see you next time for season 2, episode 22, The Classified Materials Turbulence.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we'll catch up at the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.